So if you look back at my other YouTube videos, I've been pretty hard on Mizkif because I even have one called "He's a Real Piece of Shit." But I started watching these videos, and there was something irking at me, so I went back and rewatched both of them, and there's possible discrepancies here. So let's just start at this point in her October bombshell here. And really listen very closely to what she says regarding who does what in timelines.
There was a short period in October where...
And this is October 2024, a year ago.
We had broken up because, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter now. And when that happened, I honestly felt relieved because I was like, okay, finally, it's like on his terms, so that means he'll be satisfied and he'll be able to say it was his choice, and he'll leave me alone. Because whenever I would try to push for it, it just felt like I couldn't really sever it, if that makes sense.
Translation: he broke up with her. Okay.
But I mean, obviously, hence me doing this stream, that was not the end of it. A week after this breakup, he asked to come over to my house, and
a week after he breaks up with her, he asks to come over to her house. Remember that.
Talk for closure. He came to my house, and I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high, because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to try to distance myself from him. So yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with.
We hadn't talked in quite a while. He broke up with her 1 week before. So evidently her definition of quite a while is 7 days.
But I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then, suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And, I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, And, instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying, without, checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers around us.
Okay, blah, blah, blah. Now, let's go listen to the other version of this story, because they do not line up. So I just want to point out that sometimes when people want to portray something in a certain light, they may elect to not lie, but leave out certain details that would change your perspective of the storyline. She says a week after he broke up with her, he wanted to come to her house. Well, I don't think she's lying. But if we believe him, she's not telling us everything that happened.
I knew that the relationship wasn't healthy at this point. I knew we had to end it in soon. One day, Emmy posted a very provocative picture, one that she knew I would hate, and she posted it to make me upset. She admitted that she made me upset with it, and we got into a heated argument, and I broke up with her. We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food, and then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her strength.
Okay, hold everything. She says they broke up, and about a week later he wanted to come to her house, and she said okay. He's saying he broke up with her, and about a month later they got back together. They went to dinner and went back to her house. That's a big difference. That's a huge difference in this storyline. Because she then goes on to show all this stalkerish behavior, drunken love letters and stuff, which is implying this guy's just out there being all fucking love crazy. So one of them is either not telling us everything that actually happened, or one of them is telling us stuff that never did happen, like going to dinner and then going to the house. So I would suggest everybody wait for this case to be resolved before they jump on either side of this mess, because there's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. I haven't heard anybody bring up this issue of we were broken up for a week and he showed up at my house. We were broken up for 4 weeks, got back together, went to dinner, went to her house, and then all of a sudden I'm not allowed to touch her the way I did for 3 years. Suddenly. Okay, that's my reading of this, depending on which one of them is telling us what happened. It's going to be pretty easy to prove whether they went to dinner that night or not. And then the question would be, if they did go to dinner, why didn't she tell us that? Why did she act like he asked to come to my house? When did he ask to come to the house? While you were at dinner? Why didn't you tell us that you were having dinner when he asked to come to the house and you brought him back to the house? Because the way she tells the story, which may be true, is she's at home just hanging out and he calls, whatever, and she says, yeah, come on over. Or he shows up at the door, knock on the door, and she's like, okay, come in. That's the vibe I got from her version. His version is they're back together. They're having dinner. And he's living at his house, she's living at her house, and maybe he says, can I come over to your house? And she says, yeah. But she doesn't tell us that. And if that's what happened, that's a huge hole in her story. If what he's saying is true, her version of the story is purposely slanted to deceive the viewer. So I guess we'll find out as time goes by.
And I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong, or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
So, there you go. There's some huge discrepancies in these two stories. And somebody's right. Somebody's telling the truth. I guess we'll find out who.